Today you'll be learning about what to eat when you're taking your Warfarin. You may have heard about vitamin C or vitamin A, but today we'll be talking about vitamin K and its role in your diet while taking Warfarin or Coumadin. Vitamin K is important for us because it helps control our normal bleeding and normal clotting in our bodies. Too much vitamin K makes our blood too thick, and too little vitamin K will make your blood too thin. Normally, our bodies take care of how thick and thin our blood is. It is only when you are taking Warfarin that vitamin K becomes important. What you also need to know, though, is where in your diet you get vitamin K. When we think of a healthy diet, we think of a garden full of fresh vegetables, but since you're taking Coumadin or Warfarin, there are a few vegetables you should be particularly concerned about that contain a lot of vitamin K. Some of the otherwise healthiest foods have the most vitamin K. Leafy green vegetables such as spinach, turnip greens, collards, parsley, or mustard greens have a lot of vitamin K. Although there are other foods that contain vitamin K, like liver and other organ meats, avocado, or mayonnaise, but we never eat those in quantities large enough to cause a problem with our Coumadin. The best advice about vitamin K and how it relates to your diet and nutrition always seems to get too complicated. A better approach to hear how simple it can be is to listen to patients who are already taking Coumadin or Warfarin. Listen to how these patients interpreted what they were told by their doctors about their diet.
Okay, now what they had told me about eating the green leafy vegetables, if I'm going to eat them, they say I need to eat them every day and at the same time of day in order for them to keep my medicine on an even keel.
Well, I try to avoid dark green leafy vegetables. If I do, I eat very little and not very often. I was instructed that I might be able to have a salad maybe once a week on a regular routine.
These patients did a good job of learning what their doctors told them, but we are now learning that there is a better way to coach patients how to eat. Don't stop eating greens. As long as you're not eating too many of them, we can work around your love of eating leafy greens.
As far as dietary changes, I emphasize to patients that in the old days we used to restrict the green leafy vegetables to such a extent that they really were not on a healthy diet anymore, because I think green leafy vegetables are a very important part of good nutrition. So I tell patients that as long as they eat consistent amounts and modest amounts as opposed to very large amounts of green leafy vegetables, that they can work those into their diet plan and just try to keep it the same day to day, week to week. And then, of course, to come in for routine scheduled INR checks to make sure that the Coumadin dose can be appropriately adjusted.
Okay, my name is Arden Sheehan. I'm a nurse, retired. My husband, he's been on Coumadin for better than probably 7 years. In my husband's case, we did not make any dietary changes. We eat fairly consistently. We eat greens a couple of times a week at least. We probably have salads every other night. He has spinach once a week. It's never impacted on it very much. So I guess my feeling is that when a patient goes on Coumadin, you need to see, first of all, what they eat, have them keep a food diary, and adjust their dosage to what they eat, because, as we well know, diet compliance is an issue. People eat what they like to eat. I would say that, perhaps if you had somebody who eats tons of greens every single day, you'd have to modify that.
Be aware of the role of vitamin K and where it comes from in your diet. You don't necessarily have to change your diet, but consistency is best. You may still eat food with vitamin K. Because our advice has changed over the years from a message of avoidance to one of consistency, you may still hear advice about restrictions. If you are just starting warfarin or having trouble getting it regulated, a food diary may help you and your doctor.